Back on it, walking fans. SWCP recommences. So Andy and me back on the mighty SWCP at Godrevy of the lighthouse, which is over there, which we triumphed at after 2 weeks solid walking back in May. And here we are again with the delightful prospect of walking all the way around this gorgeous bay, St Ives Bay, to St Ives via Hale. On we go. And this is the top end, the northern end of, well, the sands that lead towards Hale, and then in the distance, the other side of the bay, St Ives. And this is the mighty SWCP. Big sand dune area ahead, glorious beach, and it's 9:30 in the morning, and a good 50, I suppose, surfers out there. Not exactly the most impressive surf today, but enough to get going on. Andy and me are having our first coffee break overlooking St Ives Bay, sat on some magnificent sand dunes. Had to strip off because this glorious Sunday, the 18th of September, it's building up to be quite a warm day. Pretty blue sky, nice cumulus clouds, a lazy jet trail 35,000 feet above us, the sound of the sea, and apple crunching, which is lovely. And SWCP first that I'm going to report on, which is I'm having a keto coffee, sweeteners, coffee, and cream, full fat cream. A bullet coffee. Andy's just remembered what you call a keto coffee, a bullshit coffee. I'm having one of those. The sand waste, the sand dunes here are very, very beguiling, very attractive, particularly in this lovely sunshine. The name Towan comes from the Olde English for sand dunes, sand waste. But bizarrely, this particular area we're in right now, so in and around me, it's called the Mexico Towans. Just come to a lovely display board telling all about the wildlife, but it doesn't tell you the blindingly obvious puzzle, which is why on earth is this called Mexico Towans? It's the least Mexican place I can think of. I think of chili con carne, soul beer, dirty footballers, lovely women, and I think of the good, the bad, the ugly as well, which has a very Mexican feel to it, though it's filmed in Spain. And the immortal music of that incredible spaghetti western film. So there's a little puzzle for my audience of walking fans. Why on earth in St Ives Bay is a stretch of sand dune land called Mexico Towans? I know not the answer. On the eastern side of the Hale River, looking across to St Ives, and then up into the river itself, across the glorious sand dunes, beautiful sky. Leyland Golf Club, the West Cornwall Golf Club, and St Uni Church were to prove fantastic highlights of the afternoon, and indeed the St Michael's Way, the saint, of course, who sponsored Marks and Spencer's back in the day. On we tramped into Hale. Well, walking on the beach up the east side of or right bank of the Hale, in towards Hale, and we've got to walk through the town centre and run a road system in due course, but this bit is absolutely splendid. I mean, just a stunning area of sand, dunes, and Andy to my immediate left, prototype dunes all around me. The marram grass is just getting established on that one, and this one here, one day they'll be towering above us. Nice church perched up on top of the valley side. I suspect that is Lelant Church, because that's the name of that area. And not that many people around. Get out of bed, you lazy buggers, and get down to the beach. It's glorious.
They're all sat gawping at the telly of a coffin lying in state.
They're in vigil.
Yeah.
We're in Cornwall. Well, this is the SWCP official, and just for posterity, is one of those bits that occasionally you have to put up with. There is no way across the River Hale apart from the bridge we're about to cross, so it's quite a long detour alongside this humongously busy coast road which runs between here, St Ives and Penzance, and it's just something you've got to tolerate every now and again. Actually walking down the side of the River Hale just now was lovely. The sun obviously helps, and we shortly turn away from this very noisy road and move back along the other side of the river, which is over there. And that takes us through Lelant, and next stop St Ives, and the end of today's walk. Although we had to park in not the planned parking space, had to go and park at the local rugby club, which took some finding because there's no flat ground in St Ives as far as I could work out, until you get, as we did, to the very top of a hill. So there's a bit of a stinger at the end of today's walk. In time we left the bird watchers on the causeway behind as they gazed across at the activities on the Saltings, and into Lelant we walked. I was tempted by the pub, but we soldiered on and had a lovely lunch sat on the platform of Lelant railway station and watched a few trains sprint by towards St Ives, our destination for the end of today. After our brief repast on the platform, we went onwards to St Uni Church, which was a delight. Andy and I loved it. The granite church and its outlying chapel both looked as though they'd simply emerged from the ground. They were in fact drowned by sand some time back. Named after one of the many patron saints of this area, patron saint of Red Ruth, I think, yet another Celtic missionary from across the water. The walking was easy as we strode along the St Michael's Way, the Pilgrim's Way, parallel to the edge of the rolling terrain of the West Cornwall golf links, which we saw a few miserable folk attempting to hack their way around this quite demanding set of golf holes. On to Carbis Bay, location of the 2021 G7 summit. Controversial for bringing a COVID spike to Cornwall, infamous for achieving absolutely nothing politically, and one can only imagine the lining of the pockets that took place of cronies of you-know-who. Well, in the far distance there's Godrevy Lighthouse, where we started this morning. Well, actually on the lighthouse, but on the cliff opposite. And now on one of the two incredible beaches at St Ives. This is Porthminster. And this mid-September sun, loads of folk out giving the businesses on the beach a Brucey bonus. So I think that's the Porthminster Beach Cafe there, which is quite highly regarded. So this is St Ives, most notably an SWCP highlight, one of the nicest places you could wish to see, and the palm trees are real. Well, after the claustrophobic streets back down in the town of St Ives, which are full of arty crafty shots and loads of people out for a Sunday afternoon shop and browse, good luck to them. It comes as a bit of a culture shock when you're ending your SWC adventure in very nice but crowded shopping centre. So I'm glad to be up amongst the slightly more authentic parts of the town. And here's a rather lovely ammonite outside number 9A. Very splendid, but geologically completely inappropriate for this area because the ammonites hadn't yet evolved. At the time the rocks in this region were deposited and formed a couple of 100 million years ago, before the ammonites swam in the ancient Jurassic and Cretaceous seas. But these are lovely little cottages, a lot of them converted obviously, and not designed for the car age, and most definitely I'd imagine sometime in the past these would have been occupied by the many pilchard fishermen. There are many holiday lets. Like so many of these places on the southwest coast path, very few are actually lived in by the locals. It's wrong, and it's a political choice, and one local councils and national government have failed to make over a long period of time, ever since the great housing boom, pump primed by Thatcher in the 70s, or in the 80s actually. Our uphill slog back to the rugby club duly completed, a lovely 13-mile walk done, not much climbing, and a bowl of bolognese and keto zoodles. That's spaghetti made from courgettes. Yum, bloody yum. Never mind about the zoodles and bolognese, it was a great day's walking and brilliant to be back on the coastal path. Looking forward immensely to getting on it tomorrow and walking from St Ives even further southwest into the delights of West Penwith.